Hey guys, I'm just waiting for others to come online. So if you can hear me, just let me know. Just comment that you can actually hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So I was having a little bit of difficulty coming into this live actually. Let us say I tried to set up a little bit early because I wanted to start on time, but you know, what I was planning did not work out so well. So there is a article that was wait a say posted in the Gleaner today, and I wanted to really discuss that because a lot of people are overseas and what you say, a lot of people are overseas and they're looking to invest in Jamaica, and I think that some of this information is not really readily available to you guys, so I think that it's very important to have them or discuss them with you guys. Big up Greg Bryant for he's the first person to comment in the chat today, so I want to say welcome, Greg. Considering renovating St. Catherine House on property need addition and expansion. Oh, that's good. St. Catherine. Where in St. Catherine though? Where in St. Catherine are you? Or are you considering doing that? Right? So the Gleaner article today stated that a housing development that was approved by the KSAC and Nepa, right? KSAC and Nepa was illegally approved, right? So I think they're in a court battle. Well, the court battle actually concluded that it was illegally constructed, and this is something that I think is very important for people within the construction industry or people looking to do construction. And it's kind of alarming to me. How can you really get an approval for a building and then it is illegal, right? Shouldn't the authorities really, wait I say, ensure that whatever they are approving is actually legal, right? And the article went on to say that it's actually citizens within the area that lodged the complaint against the development, because one of the reasons is that developments in that area of that type does affect other people's property, right? Also, it's a high, well, I wouldn't say high rise. It's a what? 1, 2, 3, three-story structure. So it's on 17 Birdsucker Drive, right? I'm gonna put a link in the description. I was trying to set up today so that I can share screen with you guys, so that I can actually show you what it is, what the development is while we talk, so that we can have a better discussion basically. But it's not, it wasn't working out, right? But yeah, the development is, or development was approved by Nepa, and it actually got into issues because of residents. Now I'm gonna show you what that looks like, hopefully. So I'm gonna try and switch the camera to show you some pictures of it. It is a little bit unorthodox as it relates to life, but bear in mind that I'm a bit of a novice with this type of medium, and I really wanted to reach out to you guys and speak to you guys. So, you know, just bear with me on that one. Right? So you say that so Bryant is saying that he needs to communicate with me. Yeah, you can go ahead and leave your question, Brian. I will, or Mr. Bryant, I will answer them as we go along. All right. So I'm gonna show you what that apartment looks like. All right. So bear with me. I'm gonna move the camera now. All right. So bear with me, guys. I'm a novice at this, all right? Novice at this. So this is what the development is looking like, or this is what the development is. That's 17 Birdsucker Avenue, and the court ruled that it was illegally constructed, or the approval was illegal. This is what inside the building is looking like. So can you imagine, you buy your home, you invest in it, and then the court ruled that it's illegal, right? It's an illegal construction, or it's an illegal approval based on factors that was considered by the court, right? Them have all pool, right? That's what the development is looking like. And as you can see, they're looking over into other people's property. So yeah, that's what it is looking like. All right, let me switch back camera now. So this is a little bit unorthodox, but I just have to work with it. The show must go on, right? The show must go on at the end of the day, and we just have to live and learn, right? Bingo. There we go. So yeah, so as you can see, the development is a pretty nice development to me. It's a pretty nice development to me because at the end of the day, you're getting a pretty nice apartment. It looks pretty nice to me. So that's kind of rough, right? And for the KSAC to approve such a development, and then it turns out to be an illegal development, then what will happen to those that have invested in it? You being Graham, welcome to the discussion. Yeah, so what will happen to those people's investment? So the developer is in a position now where they will possibly seek to take actions against the KSAC because they spent over 190 million on the development, and in addition they got loans. Them collect people money for buy. Them collect people money. Those that have actually purchased apartments or purchased properties there, them actually in a problem now because of that, because they don't know what will happen. Chances are normally if a building has been constructed illegally, the council has the power to demolish it, right? In 2011 they did that, and they are doing stuff like that even now, right? But the main issue now is, the issues are that you have people who have bought apartments, who have actually moved into the apartments, right, and are living there now, and only for this ruling. And you know why that happened? Because the neighbors in the area complain about the development, and that is one of the factors that you must consider whenever you are doing your construction. You have to communicate with your neighbor, tell your neighbor what's going on. You're supposed to give them a notice of what you're going to be constructing there. Nothing going to happen. That's Jamaica. Check reality. Well, I don't know, check reality. That's kind of rough. I wouldn't say nothing is going to happen, because they have demolished buildings that have been constructed illegally. So it's something that, if they want to, but the good news is that KSAC is actually now seeking advice from their lawyers, because they don't want to be in a position where the developer can sue them and the people them can sue them for that development. Because you can imagine you spend what is an apartment going for now? An apartment of that type is probably going for about, say, 35 to 40 million dollars, right? Imagine you buy that and then you have to move, or it has to be demolished. What do you do at that point? You get me? I say, so it's something that is kind of sticky, and it would be a bitter medicine, because at the end of the day, how do you get back your money? Wasn't the developer gonna invest that in something else already? No, you don't spend up your money to buy a house, and you say, yes, you're rich, you have your apartment now, you try and make life with your wife, your husband, and only to hear that, the apartment is illegal. One of the points that they made in the article was that balconies on the structure are looking over into people's backyard. Balconies are looking over into people's windows. So that's something that you have to always consider whenever you're doing an apartment, or even if you're buying an apartment. I think it's something that you should kind of look into. Is it looking over into people, whether that's a bedroom or bathroom? That can be an issue. So ask the developer, I guess. I'm not necessarily, wait, I say, I try to stay away from doing that, but as it relates to like if I'm working with an architect and he's doing a design that, you know, maybe looking over into somebody's property, I will point it out to him and let him know that, hey, you know, this building is looking over into somebody else's property or looking over into the bedroom. You know, can we move around some windows or something just to ensure that that's not an issue. Also, when you go to the parish council, that actually is something that they should consider, or wait, I say, they check against, because recently I had a drawing that I was doing and there was a little roof space, and I was thinking, okay, this roof space is there. I cannot use the roof space, right, to build anything on it based on the setback from the boundary. Now, that is the boundary restrict you, or the restrictive covenant on the property stated that you're supposed to step back 10 feet from the boundary, right, on the upper floor. That's what the restrictive covenant stated. And I was thinking that, you know, Jacqueline Bryant, big up yourself. Thanks for joining the chat. Feel free to leave your comment, right, or your questions. So, yeah, that space that I saw there on the roof over the garage, I was thinking to myself, yo, I could use this space. So I decided that I was going to transform that space. Instead of having it just as a roof, as a flat slab roof out there, I was thinking that, okay, I'm going to use that space as a green roof, and I'm going to put like a trellis to come over a little section of it, and then have a chair railing around the roof space, and what else I put there? I put grass on top of the roof, and just create a nice little outdoor space, a hit and miss fence going over in the trellis itself. And then I said, all right, this is it. This is the selling point for this property, because the homeowner going to entertain. I was thinking that, okay, this space will be somewhere where he can, you know, lounge on his, whenever he has visitors, then they would want to go in this space, right? When I went down to the council, when they saw it, they were like, yo, this look nice. This look nice. They liked it and everything. The building inspector was like, yeah, we liked it. However, they still have to set back. Now, whenever you're going up, right? Whenever that setback, or whatever that setback is, normally they say no permanent structure is supposed to be within, say, 5 feet or 10 feet of the boundary on the upper floor, right? So 5 feet on the ground floor, and then another 5 feet on the upper floor. That makes 10, or them say 8 feet on the upper floor, right? So that you're not looking over into people's property. So I argue with them about it, right? Who that? Horse dead cow fat. Big up yourself. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like your name. Horse dead cow fat. Big up yourself. Yeah. So it's like when I went on the upper floor now and I proposed that, they were like, yo, that's really innovative. They like it and everything, but the setback is still there. They're like, all right. Right, big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself. Welcome to the chat, welcome to the chat. So yeah, once I set that and I send it to the meeting now, right? Because they say the setback was there, and though they don't have a problem with it because it's an innovative way to use that space, they had a concern, which was that people going to look over into the other people's property. So that's how the hit and miss fence came into play. And it's a timber structure, right? Timber structure. Anyways, we submit and everything. Submit, go through inspection and things. Send it now for go meeting for get approval. Them send back a letter saying, yo, there's a breach because that area is not supposed to be used. So I'm like, it's a roof space. People are going to go on it, right? They're saying, don't put in, take out the window. Take out the window. Anthony Vaz, welcome, welcome, welcome. Big up yourself, big up yourself. Welcome to the chat, right? We're having a discussion, so welcome, in. So they're saying, the door that I have leading out onto that space, I cannot have it because it is encouraging people to go out there. My argument was, whether you have it there or not, or whether it is approved or not, people are going to go out there anyways because it's a nice outdoor space. And if you put some grass and some trellis out there, it's a nice space to be on, right? And what I even did, I opened up the living room. I put a double door. I put a double door in the living area that opens up and lead out onto that roof space, which now becomes a balcony space. And they were like, yo, it's really nice, but still can't do it. And after arguing with them for so long, I just say, oh, you know what, best me give what you want. Whatever you want or whatever you are going to approve, that's what I have to just do. I couldn't just continue arguing with them because it's just holding up time, right? So the moral is that you have to try and comply with whatever the parish council is trying to uphold, or the restrictions that they're trying to uphold. And in this case, this developer, even though he got an approval for the development, he ended up in a bad position simply because he's looking over onto other people's property, and that in and of itself is a problem. And then the area itself is a problem because the people living in the area normally, let me tell you, don't say me tell you though. Don't say me tell you. Normally, KSAC, another one will come and restrict it, and wait I say, KSAC, another one will come there and see it and say, oh, where, you know, are the people in the area, are the people with they're next door to you. In some areas, like, because that Bertocco Avenue is up at Barbican. You see the people over Barbican, them are go try protect them property. So if you do a apartment in an area that is designated for a single family dwelling, you are in a problem. You have to ensure that you dot all your I's, cross all your T's because of the area itself, right? And most of the times, even if you go down at the council, you hear people are call, yo, there's a development in my area, did you guys approve it? People are call and inform them, say, yo, development are going, I want to know what go on, right? And most of the times, the people within the area actually carry it to court, because once KSAC approve it, KSAC is okay with it. It's just that the people in the area are not okay with it, and they, as a result, push the arm of the KSAC or of the court to take action against that particular development, right? But they do have same thing here. Where is that check reality? Where is that? They do have a point. They have a valid point, because guess what? When you're in certain areas, right? If you have an empty lot, the empty lot itself, that's Canada. Oh, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. It's supposed to be cold over there now. Sorry about that. We're enjoying the sun here. Hope you will come take in some of the sun soon. Oh wow, my battery is dying. Let me just plug in a little. But yeah, most of the time it's actually the people that inform on the people them and their development and cause them to be in problems. But the point is that whenever you have an empty lot in a particular area and you start having apartments going up in that area, it actually send up the price of the property in that area. So normally when you could have gotten a property for say, let's say up at, I'm not even gonna say Cherry Gardens because and I mean no sense you even try buy land up this right here though. Let's see, Havendale. Right? One time you could have buy a property in a Havendale for a good $3 million or $2 million. You can't buy a property in a them place for that now. Simply because you have a lot of apartments going up in those areas, and the apartments are sending the price of the development up, right? And that is that's the problem with the area, and that's why people are so adamant about not allowing apartments in certain areas, because it's going to send up the price of the apartment, of the property, right? So once you see a developer start put apartment in a certain area, it become high demand. You have a place in Barbican, what I wrote the name again? I don't even remember the road. But it's after you take the left turn right at the gas station in Barbican, then you take a right turn going up that hill. I don't remember what that area is called, but before they had Hampshire. Hold on, see the let's see. Yes, Paddington. Yes, that's the area. One of the time, you never have no apartments around here. But now, a pure apartment in that area. You can't buy land in that area, right? And the good thing, the thing about that area is that the lot sizes are very big. So when developers go in that area, them smile because them can get the density and them can get the size as it relates to the number of apartments and the sewage disposal and stuff like that. They have a lot of land space, so them can build as much as possible, right? So that is a real problem, because now when you have an apartment in that area, you can't. Me as a liquor man, right, or somebody who come back for say, yo, they're gonna buy a property in a decent area, you have to go look at a good $10 million just for land, just for buy land alone. So when you spend $10 million on the land itself, how much you gonna spend on the house? I've seen land going for even $15 million, $20 million, right? And these areas were not selling property for that price, but because you see a lot of apartments are going up in that area, it caused the property values to go up, and that's why a lot of people are looking out against it, for say, oh, them don't want apartments in that area. Another problem, and I think it's because of the aristocrats, are the people who make it in a life. People don't want certain people in them area. Them believe, say, this is my belief. I don't want anybody to say, you know, it's factual, but I've heard people saying it, but I cannot say X and Y say this. But when people go into certain areas, right, and buy apartments in there, their thought is that, hey, the persons who are buying apartments, them don't have the money to live a certain lifestyle, so they must say them don't want certain type of people, if you get what I mean, to be actually living in the same area as them, who actually buy them land and live a certain lifestyle. So the little man who cannot afford to buy the full property and build on it, I gotta try and move towards buying an apartment. And these so-called rich people in some of these areas have a problem with that because they feel like it's going to bring down the value of their property and the area, and the people them, the type of people them who are coming to the area, going to further bring down the value of the property, or them now gonna take care of the property or stuff like that. So them try to keep out certain type of people and let in certain type of people at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, what can I say, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. There was another one that's actually under some problems at the moment, and that one is on East Avenue. That's 9 East Avenue, St. Andrew. And again, it's because of the breach of covenant that is the problem. The breach of covenant is causing the problem. And again, for that particular property, the people them are the one who actually raise an alarm to the council and cause them to now step in. But what the council is saying now is that they're going to start requiring developers or people who are seeking approval for building or building permit, right? They're going to now ask them to do an area survey, right, where they go to different people and ask questions as it relates to, like, would you have a problem having this type of apartment within this area, especially if there's a restrictive covenant, right? What the KSAC is in this article is saying that they don't have a problem with the restrictive covenant, and it is really up to the developer at this point to seek a lifting of that restrictive covenant once they get the approval, right? So they are supposed to now go and apply to the court for them to lift the covenant off of that approval, because they have already gotten approval from the KSAC for the development, which is an apartment. Then they're supposed to go to the court and actually seek an approval for that, right? But some developers don't go through that process, or the process takes so long that they might start it and make it go and run while they do the development, which in fact they're supposed to wait until they actually get the approval. But if you know that an approval is going to take 10 years to get, right? And as a developer, you're investing your money, you're gonna want to get that out of the way as soon as possible, or get the development out of your hand sold as quickly as possible. So waiting on that approval process, not saying that it will take 10 years, and I'm just using an example, right? So I'm gonna put the link to that article as well. But it's a multi-story development on 9 East Avenue, and the municipal council did approve it. However, they're saying that the covenant, the approval was given with the condition that the covenant must be lifted. However, the developer did not do so, but the people in the area are the ones that are actually enforcing the covenant, or making a big deal or an issue out of it. So it ended up at the court, and the KSAC actually issued a stop order for the property, right? So somebody's asking a question. Jacqueline Bryant question: can I use a 1990 proposal? Whoa, 1999? Wow. Can you use a 1999 proposed plan that was approved by the parish council as a guide to build a house now? 1999. Wow. First of all, you have to get that reapproved. It's not. That's long. Did you actually build with that already, or is it that you never bothered to use the plan? State that. Did you actually use the plan before, or did you put it down and wait and was waiting and never ended up using it, and you're ready to use it now? Is that the case? That's what I need to really know. All right, so yeah, they are the ones that actually enforce it. So the council is saying to the developer that you're supposed to go to the people within the area, ensure that they don't have a problem with the development, right, by doing a area survey and then submitting that document along with your building approval, right? That is to eliminate any issue. And they're actually asking that the people within the area be the policing, or they be the police of the area itself and play a part in the actual development of the country. So that's the real thing here. But Miss Jacqueline, I would answer your question two ways. One, I wouldn't advise that. Normally your building plan lasts for what, 2 years. In the case where you're using that same building plan again, in the case where you had actually built and you're now looking to build again a different house, then you have to get another approval. You can't use that same plan without getting it approved. It may be able to be approved, but remember, the building code has changed a bit. There are different requirements that are needed as it relates to construction, right? And at the end of the day, a building that was approved in 1999, the standards that are here now may not allow that same building to be approved now, or it may require more. Understand? Because when I look at some of these plans that were submitted back then, it's just a 2-sheet, and a man on site just work with it. Understand? If it is that you have a set of building plans that were approved and then the time lapse, as in you never get to build within the 2-year time period, all you have to do is to take that plan, that building approval, and go back to the council and apply for a review, right? It's not as expensive as if you were submitting from scratch. You just submit it for a review and they will review it and stamp it again and give it back to you as an approval, right? And then you have another 2 years, right? Also, a lot of people call me and ask me about getting the cost of building application, right? So how much the parish council will charge to actually do a submittal. I'm not the parish council. I don't represent the parish council at all in any way, shape or form. However, you can go on their website now. They have revamped their website. I will do a review of their website on the channel, so just look out for that video. You can actually now go on the website, look for building approval, the building approval section, and you can enter the size of the building, the amount of inspection that would be needed. You can always call them and ask them how much inspection you need. But normally, like for foundation, that's one. For upper superstructure, that's another. For roof, that's another. So that's 3 inspection, right? You put that into their website. If you have a pool or anything like that, you put the value of the pool, how much to construct. Your quantity surveyor will give you that, and you put the area of the building on their website. You put the area of it, the square area, and then click calculate, and it will tell you how much the building submittal will cost, right? So please don't call me to ask me how much a building submittal will be, because at the end of the day I won't be able to tell you, because every building application is different, right? Every single building different. The area might be the same. If your building is lot 6 and there's a lot 7, and you go to lot 7, the cost for submittal might be different from lot 6, right? Or lot 7 and the one beside of it, it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same. So you can't ask me that question. It's impossible for me to answer, because it is dependent on the size of the building, how much stories are there, what's the foundation like, do you have retaining walls, do you have what's your boundary wall height. Above certain height, you're going to have to pay for it. Below certain height, you don't have to pay for it. You don't even need an approval, right? So you can't really call me to ask me those questions, because I'm not going to answer, because I can't answer them, right? Also, people call me to ask me what are the cost for construction for certain things. I can't really answer that because I don't know. You understand? So it's best to just go through the process and then get it done. You understand? I think I've gone a lot into this. So I'm gonna leave the article link in the description. I see 20 persons here. That means I should get 20 likes for this video. Alright. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this live. I just wanted to come on and update you guys. Sunday I'll be looking through the cleaner to get a few properties that are for sale and show you guys that, hey, most people, whenever they are looking for properties, right, what them do, them go to the big real estate companies that has some very high prices. Because somebody called me, this is a question that I got this week or last week, one out of the two of them. Mr. Ajawi, what's a reasonable rate to buy a property in X area? What is a reasonable rate? What is a reasonable price for the property that I should be looking to pay? Because apparently they see property in that area and it's very expensive. I cannot know that. Everybody, alright, as it relates to real estate, I'm not a professional in that area. I specialize in one area and I focus my life on that one area, which is becoming an architect. So far, I've dedicated the last 13 years of my life towards becoming an architect. I'm not a real estate agent. No. From what I know about real estate, you have the option of putting a price to your property, whatever that price is. The market value is there. So it means that within that particular area, properties are selling for that price, right? You as the property owner may or may not say, hey, I want X for my property because my property is at this location and I have a better view, I have this, I have that, and that's why I want this value for my property. They can put that and nobody can say nothing because that's what the man wants in property, right? But the market value says X, and the real estate appraiser will indicate that the value of the property is this, right? But if the man say, yo, he want more than what there as the appraisal, him can do that. It's up to you as the potential buyer to really say no and walk away. What will happen in such a situation is that over time, them are going to sit down on the property for years and realize that it is not selling, right? And then if them really want to sell, them have to go either reduce the price of the property until it reach market value so that it can sell, or them just sit down with them property for as long as they feel. But me, Ajawi, right, cannot tell you as a potential home owner or property buyer that, hey, you should be seeing properties for this price within this area, because I'm not an expert in that area. My job is to ensure that I tell you that, hey, if it is that you're going to buy a property, get a lawyer, find a real estate agent, speak to your agent so that you and your agent has a relationship so that he or she can get you the best price possible or show you properties that you like, right? That's my job. Nothing else in that as it relates to the real estate aspect of it, because I'm not an agent, and if I act as an agent, it becomes a problem because there's a real estate board that can come to me and say, hey, you're operating illegally. You understand? So that's what this is really about. Also, somebody has reached out to me and they were like, they want to build immediately and they want to buy property immediately. And they were like, okay, you know, I'm looking to build, I want a property, right. My advice, don't try and buy property when you need the property urgently. You're not going to get the best price, right? If you need a car tomorrow and you're looking to buy a car today, you're going to see the most available car and you're going to buy it when you could have possibly shop around and see the best rate that you can possibly get for a car, and then you buy one that is more convenient for you. It's the same thing goes for property. Buying property takes time. Don't buy property in a rush. That's my advice. And this is coming from a layman in that area. Don't buy property in a rush, right? Because you're going to run into problems. You're going to miss a step. You're going to want to speed up the process. You're going to want to avoid, eliminate certain people out of the process, and that is where you come into problem. The same thing with the apartment and the restrictive covenant. You might be buying a property, right? There's a restrictive covenant on that property, right? Say you cannot build more than 2-story. You know in yourself that, hey, I want a building that is going to be 3-story. Yet you're buying a property that is limiting you to 2 stories. It doesn't make sense. So don't buy property in a rush. Give yourself time. Sit down on a Sunday evening while you sip your tea with your husband or your wife and you look through, right? Say on a Sunday, join the live while I read out some properties that are available so that you can now become familiar, right? Don't just look at the big real estate companies for prices of properties, right? Because guess what? Look at it this way. The man who are selling property, right? If I'm going to sell a property and I don't have money to list it with a real estate company, I don't know if them charge to do it, so that's out of the way. But if I don't have the money to list it with a real estate company on their website, etc., what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the Gleaner and I'm going to list my property in the Gleaner. That means you're going to see the better rates in the Gleaner. You're going to see properties where it's just a little man selling property and he have a little agent and he tell the agent, say, yo, I'm going to list it in the Gleaner. You understand? So you're going to see better rates, or you're going to see more reasonable rates according to, you know, some people. So just try and get the Gleaner on a Sunday. Go online, search. There are a lot of websites that have properties for sale. It's just a matter of you being patient and actually looking at it from looking at it through the eyes of somebody looking at it through the eyes of the seller and as the buyer. So where would you post it as a seller, and then you as the buyer go to those sources? So Facebook, you can go on Facebook. Properties are listed on there as well. The Gleaner, very popular, right? So try those areas, and then see you on Sunday when we actually look at the Gleaner and, you know, look at what are available and what's on the market and review them. Because trust me, some of them property prices are ridiculous in some areas. I've seen property on Mountain View sell for $6 million. Me not gonna buy property on Mountain View for $6 million. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you coming and listening to me and talking with me, with me. I got tongue-tied there. Don't be afraid to support the channel. You know, I really appreciate any donation as it relates to supporting the channel. All right, thanks again for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, and stay safe in this corona time. Big up Roy, big up Check Reality, big up Anthony Vaz, Scott, Horse Dead Cow Fat, big up yourself for passing through. Jacqueline, big up yourself. I don't know where you guys are from at the moment. What? Curtis James, big up yourself, big up yourself. Curtis James. Tell me which part in the day. I want to know which part in the day. Where in the world in the day. Alright? Anthony Vaz, New York, big up yourself, big up yourself. Right? What? Sheenia right? I hope that's how your name is pronounced. Big up yourself. Right? I don't know where you guys are from, so whenever you join the live, just say where you're from. Baltimore, Maryland, Horse Dead Cow Fat, big up yourself. Pennsylvania, that's what. George Tasty Kitchen, big up yourself. That's what, you're from Pennsylvania. Miss Bryant, Jacqueline Bryant is from New York, big up yourself. Right? I appreciate you guys passing through. Any topic you want to discuss, just let me know. I'll go and research it. As it relates to my services, I do design, I provide support for architects, engineers, homeowners by preparing drawings for them, right? As it relates to like drone surveys, you know that I'm here for you guys. So anytime when you come on the live, I want them to tell me where you're from so I can big up and tell them stuff. Stay safe, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year when it comes. I'll see you next time, all right? Respect, peace, love you guys. So I'm gonna end now.